So first up, energy. So we all would love to have a full battery so that every time something happens, we're just boom, charged up, ready to go. If we can fill up our yellow balloon, which is all of the good things that we're stacking, when stuff happens, we have a full battery to just go ahead and make things happen. But if we've been filling up our red balloon, that's when we've got an empty tank and we just can't be bothered. So what we're going to do is, where does this energy come from? And I think we can use loops of thoughts, which is just like reframing. You're just finding things that are building tension, and then you're finding a new way to look at it from a different angle to make it so it either creates less tension than it would have previously, or you can go as good as it provides value and makes you feel good. The process is real simple. You notice the spark, which is anything that happens in your day that would normally just build some tension. Then you've got the loop. You're just looking for a thought that makes it a little bit better. And then this is a skill that develops over time. And then the third step is just repeat it enough times until a whole new map is made in your mind, where when things happen and I get stressed out, I automatically look for the opportunity and find the loop that's going to add a little bit of value. And when I do that on autopilot, I'm naturally going to have that full battery and the ability to deal with more issues. And because it's not about getting away from issues. No one's ever going to be free of them. They're going to happen, but if you've got a full tank when they happen, it's so much easier to push through to the next level.
Without interrupting your thought process and going back into it, you'll keep creating the same situations and the same feelings no matter where you go or what you do. But then if you can play a fun game with it instead of just adding pressure, you just can now play with the whole of life.
People should realise how much potential they have in their brains.
Once you realize that a growth mindset is real, you realize that you can get, let's just call it, 100 times better at anything.
Learning is forging new synaptic connections. But if you don't review what you learn, if you don't repeat it, it's so much easier to forget it than to remember it. So you got to repeat it over and over again.
It's actually really related to what I understand about neuroplasticity now, because there's a period of time where you make new connections in your brain and you build up this new pathway, and it's almost like there's a tipping point where that pathway becomes the way that you think now, and your old ways of thinking get overwritten.
The more you can catch yourself, the more you can play the game, and then the more you play the game, the better you get at the game, and then eventually the whole life becomes the game.
Every time it just gets me out.
Finished result, I was just like, oh, this is epic, and I didn't
really quite know what to expect.
You write your own future and it happens again and you're like, see, I was right. Like, whereas you can grab it when you see it and go, no, you flip it and you change how you look at it.
So I feel like I've just gone,
and 100% that's what I got, times 10.
So I get excited about the end of mine.
Transform everyday business challenges into powerful opportunities for growth.
So when you said to me, hey, I've got this cool looping app and it helps you to have some focus points and you focus over and over and over again like in a loop pattern, I was like, this is gold. This is exactly in line with how our brains work.
Yeah, man, it just like, if I had a show, actually I was having an alright day that day, but my day just really peaked. And every time I watch it, I peak. It's just...
I'll provide you with direct, actionable insights and practical tools to confront obstacles with sustained enthusiasm.
Totally exceeded my expectations and exceeded my expectations of what the impact would be for me.
And that's what the video is doing for me. It's the repetition, it's the reminder, it's the energy.
Not stressful, which was good because I was looking for an answer to be less stressed in life.
One of the cool things is using loops to step back and see the bigger picture. And
learn to apply the looping method for continuous personal and professional growth, aligning your daily efforts with your ultimate business goals.
And I noticed a huge change when I stopped looping for a short time, and I just seemed to forget my purpose and stop looking at the big picture of life. And I find myself focusing on all the small little things every single day, usually thinking negatively. So I jump back on, start looping again, think of the whys, think of my future, and every day is just so much more positive.